Hi, welcome back to Ohio Hilltops. I thank y'all for tuning in. Today, we're gonna get the 49 Farmall Cub over to the garage, and I bought a PTO shaft, output shaft for it. We're gonna go ahead and put in, and probably just keep it over there for a while and clean it up some more. So let's see if we can get this thing fired. Turn the ignition on, make sure we're in neutral. Go ahead and give it about 3/4 throttle or so. Little choke. Okay, take the choke off. I haven't gotten the tractor completely figured out, but I know when you put a full choke on, it really gets the fuel to the carb, so it seems to help. Right on. All right, I think we're gonna need a little more choke there. Let me make sure the fuel's still on. Yeah, fuel's on, all right. Alright, it's been running for about 2 or 3 minutes there. Got the moisture burn out of the system there, no more steam. And we'll go ahead and get it over to the garage. Alright, quick rundown of the parts there. I apologize for the background noise. The turbo heater's running. But here's the PTO shaft that I got. Nice grease zerk there. Bearings all feel tight in it. The splines are in good condition. And I got the mounting plate, the back plate for it. And also the engagement lever and bracket. I'd also gotten an original Cub toolbox for under the seat. And I've gotten all these parts off of Facebook Marketplace. The PTO was around $70 with the engagement lever and everything, and the toolbox was $20, so less than $100 shipped to the house. Alright, so at a first glance there, I scraped off some paint and crud and found, I think that's a plug that we're going to have to take out. And and I'm gonna go ahead and drain the rear end oil, the gear oil, and then take off that back cover and see what we're dealing with. I'm not sure if I'm gonna have to punch that out or drill it. We'll figure it out though. And it looks like this mount ought to go right under that bolt, and I'm hoping it'll slide in through there, and that should be how it works to engage it. We'll get a better look when we get inside. Alright, we're going to use 9/16 open end to go ahead and take out this drain plug. We're going to go ahead and let that drain out the rest of the way, and we'll pull off that back plate. Alright, we're going to take 9/16, remove the original mounting bracket for the toolbox, and put the new one on. Now that most of the oil's drained out of there, we'll go ahead and finish taking this plate off. I should have took this cover off before, but when I changed the fluid, all I did was change the fluid. I didn't want to go through and taking this cover clean off until I put the PTO on, but I haven't ran it a lot, but this is bad stuff. All right, so when I bought the tractor, I knew that I was wanting to put a PTO in it, but I did actually flush and drain the fluids. But ultimately, settling in the bottom of this reservoir there, look at that. I guess note to self, always pull the cover off and completely clean that out, because the drain's up there, as you can tell, it's pretty much drained out the way it is now, but definitely was holding some nasty stuff in. So I'm gonna get this cleaned up and get back with y'all. All right, I'm probably gonna get some diesel fuel or something, see if I can't clean that up a little better. All right, I put some diesel fuel in an old differential fluid can. We'll see if this will help clean it out a little bit. All right, so I got it cleaned up a good bit better there. I'm gonna let it drip out some more and I'll wipe it up again, but I think that diesel fuel really helped. Let me know what you think of that down in the comments below. Yeah, 1/2-inch socket, and we're gonna go ahead and take out those bolts off the top plate of the transmission there.
All right, let's go ahead and see if we can't get this plate off of there. Looks fairly good. I don't see any major damage there or anything.
All right, so while I remember here, I want to talk to you about a couple things. One thing, before you go adding a PTO to your tractor, you want to look at your primary output shaft there, the splines. And if they're bad, they'll be pretty rounded. That one looks like it's got a little bit of wear. So I'm not an expert at this. However, it looks like they're slightly rounded on the left side of the tooth there, of the gear, the splines. If they're really rounded and you go to engage it with them being rounded like that, it'll basically push that engagement back off of it and disengage. So basically you'll have to hold forward on the lever if it's real worn out. But this one looks pretty good there. And that's the pin that I'm trying to slide through. If we look on the outside, it's got that cap. Let me find it for you there, sorry. Right there. So that's what we gotta knock out somehow. And that's the shaft, this engagement rod right there. All right, so that plug there, I wanted to show you all this because I feel this is a pretty crucial point. I was beginning to wonder how in the heck I was gonna get it out. But basically, I put that lever in there, the engagement lever, and I slid it in up until it came to the plug. And then I had this long jack handle here. I put it up right on the edge of it there, make sure that collar missed the PTO splines, and I just gave it a little pry, and it didn't take much. And that cap shot right out there. There you go, that's all the cap was, is a little plug. So that's my PTO spline, the engagement lever there. So when we get to that part, there's the lever. We'll put this collar on and then put the lever down through, and make sure you put your cotter key back through your engagement lever there. All right, now we're going to try to line up the PTO shaft and this engagement lever on the splines, and I'll set you aside there and see how it goes for me. All right, so I went ahead and degreased this surface after cleaning it up and getting all the old gasket off. And I'm just going to use an RTV sealant. We're going to go ahead and put a nice little layer on there. All right, so we got the RTV spread out there. We'll go ahead and start this plate on there. All right, now we got it. So the only tip I can tell you is to start with this lever all the way forward, which will bring that notch as close as back to you. And the engagement ring on the PTO shaft, start with it all the way forward, slide it in there, and just use you can feel it. When this makes contact with this lever, you can feel it up here. And just try to get that in that ring. And so let's see, that's disengaged. Pull back, all right, that's locked up. Forward, disengaged, back, locks it. We got it, all right. All right, and just because I didn't put RTV on this, I get to do it again. But when I do it, I want to make sure this is all the way forward, and then go in and try to get the feel of when this engagement lever spline gets in between there, and then you can double check yourself by making sure it engages. But I'm gonna put RTV on this time and do it all again. All right, we're gonna verify we're in neutral again. All right, let's see, clutch in. All right, well, I appreciate y'all coming along. Hopefully this video helps. The only things that I have left to do is I gotta get 3 more of these bolts that are about a 1/2 inch longer. The guy shipped me 3 of them. He must have just thought the original ones would work on these top 3. However, they don't, so that's all I gotta buy. All in all, this project wasn't as difficult as I thought it was gonna be. I remember removing that plug, just using some sort of leverage and basically popping that engagement lever through the opposite direction. And yeah, hopefully this helps you, and don't be discouraged. Give it a shot if you got to do this. So I thank y'all for coming along, and we'll see you next time on the High Hilltops. Y'all take care.